Hello, Adam Bazalgette here, founder of Scratch Golf Academy. Today, short game swing versus long game swing in golf. I'm going to offer you two principles, just general principles. If you understand and you'll implement these two, it'll help you driver through putter in terms of navigating the differences between the different swings. Hopefully it'll be simple and helpful to you. So the first of our two principles is the swing plane. And by the swing plane, we mean the angle the club swings on. Always remember, and we're talking if the plane's decent, but relative to the target line, the rounder the swing is, the more speed and power you can create. You move the move the club head farther from the ball, you can create more speed in a circle like that. The straighter the club swings, the more accuracy, but less speed. Obviously, when we're around the green, we're looking for accuracy over speed, the opposite with the driver. Now, a lot of this is a putter, this is an 8-iron, is dictated by shaft design, not all of it. Let's have a quick look at the pros, then we'll flesh this out. So one for the ladies here, Annika Sorenstam hitting a short little shot from off the green and Jessica Corder hitting a drive. So I actually know Annika was aiming about here because that's at my home club. She was the guest of a member, let me film her. So let's have a look here. Beautiful takeaway, but if we look at the distance club to the target line, the obvious difference in distance from the ball and the way the club's designed creates a very big difference there. Look at the space in here now. So the way the club's built affects this. Obviously, driver built for speed, rounder swing, shorter irons. We'll get into the variances of chipping here next. Are going to stay more on the straight line. So we said most of the difference in plane is defined by the length and angle of the club. You're standing farther from it, obviously, with a flatter club, etc. But not all of it. Let's take, for example, a little pitch, and maybe I'm going for 10 or so yards. So let me get in there and hit a little shot here. That's probably 15 yards or so there. But I have the option. This would be my normal setup with a sand wedge. I have the option to shorten up and get a little closer to the ball. I'm near the green now. That forces the club into a straighter swing pattern. Again, less power, but more accuracy. Putter, of course, I'm even closer to the ball than that. So you can vary these things slightly, especially when you're around the green. Now, we'll keep at this, but let's have a look at principle number 2. Okay, number 2, certainly length of backswing. Obviously, that's going to make a huge difference. A big swing's way up here versus a chip, but disassociation is what we call it. They measure 4 things in 3D motion capture in golf and other sports: hips, pelvis, upper trunk, thoracic trunk, arms, and club. So we've got our wrists, shoulders, it's at lower back, all creating hinges or mobility factors there. The more you separate them, it's not just wrist cock, it is wrist cock, but the more these things separate and the lower body leads and the wrist bounce, the more energy you're going to create in that swing. You'll see this with great players. I'll show you a couple in just a moment. And of course, the more they stay together, if everything's more or less moving at one pace through the shot, the more control you have. So one gives you power, one gives you control. Now, not everybody, and we'll look at the case of the full swing momentarily here, not everybody, due to athletic instincts and body styling, does it just the same way. Let's have a quick look, then we'll get out and keep talking. So Ricky Fowler on the left, Tom Watson on the right. Let's have a look. Let's look at Ricky starting down. Great lower body movement, great disassociation of the hips, the shoulders, the arms, and the wrists. Just look at that lag. Now, Tom Watson, not as much shutter speed here. 8-time major champion, by the way. Certainly he starts with his lower body, but there's certainly not the same amount of lag there. Let me go one more frame. Yeah, look at the difference there in the lag in the two. It's just the way they're built, the way their instincts are to hit the ball, but it's the same principle happening with each. Here comes Ricky, really rips it through there. Obviously Watson doing just fine as he goes through there, but a little bit different look. If you like these videos, hope you'll subscribe to this YouTube channel. ScratchGolfAcademy.com's all my website courses. So let me give you a little, in closing here, Fred Shoemaker insight. There's 3 pillars or 3 legs on the stool of playing golf, if you like. 1 is performance. Everybody likes good performance. I like it. 2 is learning how to do things differently. And 3 is just having fun. And as Fred likes to say, and he's right, if you hang out with fun and learning, you'll get more performance than just the person that hangs out with performance. So you've got to play around with the ideas and have some fun. Hey, listen, this is my putting stroke. There's almost no wrist action at all in there. But if I'm 5 yards off the green and the pin's 100 feet away, I'm making enough movement now. I'm not using my wrist a lot, but I'm beginning to feel the club. Obviously, again, a 30-yard pitch and a 5-yard pitch, I might be a little bit different. So you have to play with factors. You have to discover and learn a bit, have a bit of fun while you're doing it to find out what combination's working for you. When you're closer to the ball, chipping or putting, you're going to find it's more of a rocking motion with your shoulders from the edge of the green or putting. When you're farther up and you're taller, or you're farther from the ball, it's more of a pivot motion that's going to add some roundness to it. So play with the two variables, disassociation versus stability, and roundness versus straight line, and you will have some fun with it. You'll discover some things, and I think you'll really help both your full swing and your short game. I hope so.